Have you ever looked down at your ankles and noticed they were swollen, puffy, or even left a dent when you pressed on them? This condition is called edema, and it's far more common than people think. Many believe swollen legs or ankles must mean a serious heart, kidney, or liver problem, or maybe just too much salt in the diet. But here's the surprising truth. In many cases, the real culprit lies elsewhere. Today, on Live Healthy Every Day, we're going to uncover the hidden cause of swollen legs and ankles, and more importantly, how you can fix it naturally without relying on harsh diuretics, blood thinners, or quick fixes that come with side effects. Your body is made up of trillions of cells, and each one relies on tiny mechanisms called the sodium-potassium pumps. Think of these pumps as gatekeepers that move fluid, sodium, and potassium in and out of cells. They are incredibly energy-hungry, using about 30–40% of all the energy a cell produces. But when these pumps stop working properly, fluid doesn't stay where it belongs. Instead of remaining inside the cells, it leaks out into the surrounding tissues. This is why your legs, ankles, and feet begin to look swollen. It's like having a sump pump in your basement fail. Water builds up and suddenly you've got a flood. In the body, the result is edema. Here's where things get really interesting. The number one reason these pumps break down is not always salt, it's sugar. When you consume too much sugar, it binds to proteins in your blood in a process called glycation. Imagine sticking a marshmallow onto a protein bar, it's not coming off. That's essentially what happens inside your blood vessels. This process is measured by the A1C test, which shows how much sugar has permanently attached to your red blood cells over the past 3 months. Why does this matter? Because glycated blood cells and proteins clog circulation, leading to poor blood flow, leak fluids into tissues, causing swelling, trap sodium in the body, which makes you retain even more water, deplete potassium, worsening the pump failure. Over time, this doesn't just cause swelling. It can damage your nerves, leading to tingling, numbness, or burning sensations in your feet, commonly known as peripheral neuropathy. That's why diabetics often struggle with swollen ankles, foot pain, and nerve problems. But here's the catch. Even if you're not diabetic, high sugar intake can still push you toward the same problems. So, what's the solution? To restore your sodium-potassium pumps and stop the swelling, your body desperately needs 3 key nutrients: potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B1. Potassium. The average adult needs about 4,700 milligrams of potassium per day. To put that in perspective, a banana has only about 300 milligrams. You'd need to eat more than 15 bananas every single day to meet your requirement. But that would also overload your body with sugar, making the problem worse. Instead, focus on potassium-rich foods that are low in sugar. Avocados, leafy greens like spinach and kale, berries, beets, salmon, or other fish. Potassium helps regulate fluid balance, supports proper heart rhythm, and most importantly, keeps the sodium-potassium pumps running smoothly. Magnesium. If potassium is the spark, magnesium is the fuel for energy production. It activates ATP, the energy currency of your cells. Without magnesium, your body can't generate enough energy to power the sodium-potassium pump. The result? Fatigue, muscle cramps, and yes, more swelling. You need about 420 milligrams of magnesium per day. Great sources include pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, almonds, leafy greens, dark chocolate in moderation. Vitamin B1, thiamine, the number one vitamin for swollen legs. Here's the star of the show. Vitamin B1, or thiamine, is absolutely critical for breaking down carbohydrates and preventing sugar from damaging your cells. It acts like a bodyguard, stopping glycation and keeping sugar from binding permanently to your blood proteins. When you're deficient in B1, sugar turns toxic. It doesn't get properly converted into energy, and instead, it wreaks havoc, causing swelling, nerve damage, and circulation problems. Why are so many people low in B1? Because refined carbohydrates, white bread, pastries, soda, and sugary snacks drain your reserves. Each time you eat processed carbs, your body has to use up its limited supply of thiamine. Over time, you run out, and the swelling begins. Symptoms of B1 deficiency often include fatigue, irritability, swollen ankles or feet, numbness or tingling in the hands and feet, poor memory or brain fog. The solution? Cut back on refined carbs and load up on B1-rich foods such as pork, fish, legumes, sunflower seeds, asparagus, fortified cereals. For some people, especially those already experiencing symptoms, a high-quality B1 supplement may be necessary to restore balance quickly. You've probably heard advice like, just cut down on salt to reduce swelling. While reducing excess sodium can help, the real problem is much bigger. If your sodium-potassium pumps are broken because of sugar damage and vitamin deficiencies, cutting salt alone won't solve the issue. In fact, restricting salt too much while remaining deficient in potassium, magnesium, and B1 can make things worse. The real key is restoring balance inside your cells so your body can move fluids properly again. So here's the blueprint to eliminate swollen legs and ankles naturally. Cut out refined carbs and sugars. This removes the root cause of glycation and fluid retention. Boost potassium intake with whole foods like avocados, greens, and berries, or a clean electrolyte powder without added sugars. Get enough magnesium from seeds, nuts, and leafy vegetables to fuel your energy production. Replenish vitamin B1, thiamine, to protect your circulation and restore normal nerve and muscle function. By following this plan, not only will the swelling in your legs and ankles begin to fade, but you'll also notice more energy, clearer thinking, and better circulation throughout your body. Swollen legs and ankles are not just a cosmetic nuisance. They're an early warning sign that your body is struggling with sugar overload and nutrient depletion. The good news is, you have the power to reverse it. Remember, the #1 vitamin to fix swollen ankles is vitamin B1, supported by potassium and magnesium. Together, they repair your body's natural pumps, restore circulation, and stop excess fluid from pooling in your legs. Swollen ankles and feet don't just happen overnight. While nutrient deficiencies and sugar overload are major triggers, there are also subtle lifestyle habits that quietly make the problem worse. These habits may seem harmless at first, but when combined with a diet lacking in potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B1, they accelerate fluid retention and circulation problems. One of the biggest overlooked factors is inactivity. When you sit or stand for long periods without moving, blood has a harder time traveling back up from your legs to your heart. Gravity pulls fluid downward, and without regular movement, your calf muscles can't act as natural pumps to push blood upward. The result? Pooling of blood in the veins, increased pressure in the capillaries, and leakage of fluid into surrounding tissues. Simple solutions include taking short walking breaks every hour if you work at a desk, stretching your calves and rotating your ankles frequently, elevating your legs for 15 minutes a few times a day to assist blood return. These small actions, paired with nutrient support, dramatically reduce swelling over time. It may sound strange, but not drinking enough water can cause swelling. When you're dehydrated, your body goes into conservation mode, holding onto sodium and water as a survival mechanism. This mimics the same effect as excessive sodium intake. But here's the catch. If you drink water without restoring electrolytes like potassium and magnesium, your sodium-potassium pump still won't work properly. That's why balance, not just hydration, is the key. Many people blame the salt shaker for their swollen ankles, but the real sodium overload comes from processed foods. Bread, canned soups, deli meats, sauces, and even breakfast cereals are loaded with hidden sodium. This constant sodium drip, especially when not balanced with potassium-rich whole foods, traps water in your tissues. Replacing processed foods with whole, nutrient-dense meals shifts the balance back toward health. Think roasted vegetables, fresh salads, wild fish, nuts, and seeds, all of which restore the mineral balance your body craves. Excess alcohol not only taxes the liver, but also contributes to dehydration, further aggravating swelling. Meanwhile, excessive caffeine intake can overstimulate the adrenal glands and increase fluid imbalance. Both of these substances also drain B vitamins, especially B1, making your body more vulnerable to swelling and nerve issues. Moderation is key. Limiting alcohol and keeping caffeine to 1 or 2 cups of coffee a day makes a big difference. Chronic stress raises cortisol, the stress hormone that indirectly promotes sodium retention and water retention. Prolonged high cortisol also contributes to insulin resistance, pushing blood sugar higher and worsening glycation. Practicing stress-reducing techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or gentle exercise not only calms the mind but also reduces swelling risks. Poor sleep impacts hormones that regulate blood sugar and fluid balance. A tired body struggles to maintain healthy circulation, leading to puffy ankles and under-eye swelling. Establishing a consistent bedtime, limiting screen use at night, and ensuring quality rest are often overlooked but powerful remedies for fluid retention. When we add these lifestyle adjustments to a nutrient-rich diet that includes potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B1, the body has everything it needs to repair circulation, restore proper fluid balance, and prevent swollen ankles from returning. Long-term strategies to heal and prevent edema. Naturally, correcting swollen ankles and feet isn't just about short-term relief. It's about building habits that protect your circulation, heart, and nerves for years to come. To prevent recurrence, you need a sustainable approach that targets the underlying causes: sugar damage, nutrient depletion, and poor circulation. Strengthening the sodium-potassium pump over time. Every single cell depends on the sodium-potassium pump. It's the foundation of fluid balance, nerve conduction, and muscle contraction. When supported long-term, this pump not only reduces swelling, but also improves energy, sharpens mental focus, and protects nerve health. Here's how to keep these pumps strong for life. Nutrient priority. Make potassium and magnesium part of your daily nutrition, not just temporary fixes. Build meals around leafy greens, avocados, nuts, and seeds. Thiamine protection. Vitamin B1 acts like armor against sugar damage. If you occasionally indulge in carbs, having a strong B1 reserve protects your body from the glycation that damages blood proteins. Blood sugar stability. Eating balanced meals with protein, healthy fats, and fiber prevents spikes in glucose that trigger glycation. Exercise and movement as medicine. Gentle daily exercise is one of the most powerful natural therapies for fluid retention. Walking, swimming, cycling, or yoga all stimulate circulation, strengthen veins, and reduce pooling in the lower legs. Even light ankle pumps or calf raises while sitting can improve blood flow dramatically. Exercise also improves insulin sensitivity, lowering blood sugar and protecting against glycation, the hidden root of swelling. Supporting vascular health. Your veins and arteries are lined with delicate cells called the endothelium. Excess sugar damages this lining, making it leaky and allowing fluid to escape into tissues. To heal and protect your blood vessels, eat foods rich in antioxidants like berries, green tea, and turmeric. Include omega-3 fatty acids from fish or flax seeds to reduce inflammation. Stay active to keep blood moving through vessels efficiently, avoiding triggers. That undue progress. Just as important as what you add is what you avoid. Refined carbs, sugary drinks, processed foods, alcohol excess, and prolonged inactivity all undo the progress you've made. Think of it like filling a leaky bucket. If you don't patch the holes, the water will keep draining out. The patch here is removing the habits that deplete nutrients and damage circulation. The bigger picture: preventing chronic disease. Swollen ankles may seem like a minor nuisance, but they're an early warning sign of bigger health issues: diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and neuropathy. By addressing the root causes now with nutrition, lifestyle, and long-term care, you're not just fixing swollen feet, you're protecting your entire future health. Natural call to action. If this video gave you new insight into why your legs and ankles swell and how to fix it naturally, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might benefit. Leave a comment below to let us know your experience. And most importantly, subscribe to Live Healthy every day. That way, you'll never miss practical, science-based strategies to take control of your health one step at a time.